class for you. It's based on Satya. It's more releasing than stretching. I think you're really gonna love it. So what you wanna have with you is at least one blanket, maybe two, and a couple blocks. Let's get started. Today's practice begins on our backs. So we're gonna lie back down. You can have something warm on if that feels good for you. Your knees are bent and have your heels slightly out to the side and lay back down. Now you can pop a blanket under your head, which I actually am gonna do. I think it just is a nicer way to connect to our bodies and to give ourselves that chance to relax here. So the point of today's practice is to help our parasympathetic nervous system get on board, but also to release the joints in our body. So just gently swing your knees side to side, just side to side, not going all the way over to the end range here. You're just like, maybe 30% to the left and 30% to the right. So what you're looking for is a feeling in your low back of release and of letting go. Now, as you're doing this, imagine your hips and pelvis are like putty, sort of sinking into the earth. They're soft, they're supple, and the bones are creating this dropping action as you continue to sway and mobilize your knees very gently, your hips, your ankles, all of it. This is ways that we can hydrate our joints, very subtle, important movements. And continue doing that, like 2 more swings on each side. So it's very subtle. You're not going, no big movements. For this first part, just very gentle. And then pause. Knees look up to the ceiling. Extend your left leg long. And relaxing your left leg. So you just want it going straight forward, not out to the side, not internal, just straight forward. You could flex your left toes, but for our purposes today, I would just allow your left leg to relax. So whatever feels right. You might notice when you tell yourself to do that, your left toes kind of flop to the side of the room, and that's fine. That's okay. They flop to the left, that's okay. Palms face the ceiling, drop your shoulders down just a little bit, and then let your right knee swing over past the midline, going over the left leg. So now you're kind of in a spinal twist, definitely in a spinal twist, but you're laying on your back, you're not tipping onto the left side, and then come back with the right knee. So it's at the starting point, right foot on the floor, right knee is at the ceiling, and let's go again. Drop the right knee over the left. Draw down through the top of that right hip bone, and you can feel the pelvis shifts, and then bring the knee back. Very subtle movements as part of sensory awareness training. For yoga asana, T.S. Little's work, drop your left knee across, and then slowly return through center. You're just releasing the back, you're just opening up space, myofascial releasing and letting go. This is so important to do, especially if your body's been in some kind of stress or discomfort. Very subtle, soft movements. Continue to do this. Soft, subtle movements are often the healing answer that we're looking for, but we didn't know, right? So this is part of the thing, is it helps us get into that space. So let's do one more. Left knee across. And then left knee up to the ceiling. Pause here, take a full breath in. Exhale, extend the right leg long down the mat, and then bend the left knee. Place the left foot on the floor so that the left heel lines up with the left center of the left glute. So just kind of, it's not in, it's not out, it's just kind of like where you'd naturally put it. And then reconnect with the right leg and flop it out to the side if that feels better. That definitely works for my leg when I'm thinking I want to relax. So find what works for you. Maybe for you it's straightforward. That works best. So you explore and then honor the messages, and then drop the left knee over to the right, past the midline. And then slowly, slowly draw it back, bringing your attention to your sacrum, to your lumbar spine. A lot of times, and continue doing that nice and gently, nice and slow. A lot of times the joint pain in knees and ankles originate in the low back and the hips. So this is a way to very slowly help your body mindfully release what gets stuck. We can move traumas out of our body this way. We can invite in a more healing space. Continue to move. It's slow. If your mind starts to dance around and wander, just bring it back to the sensation. Very gentle, subtle sensation. So it's a work in understanding the subtle body and letting go of the yang energy that so fills our culture, the energy of do, fix, run. I know. I fight against it too. I'm in the same boat, right? So this is just a beautiful, gentle practice. And let's do one more. Very nice. Come back through center, pause, and then slide that left leg down. So feet are wide on the mat, toes are wide out to the side, and you're getting into this kind of mini Shavasana. We're not going to take it just yet, but that's the direction. So let's take another big breath here. And exhale that breath all out. Good, so we're going to repeat what we did on the first side, except we're going to change it up a little bit. So left leg stays where it is, or bring it in so it's underneath the left hip, but the left toes might be moving out to the side. And then bend the right knee, just as we've begun. From here, drape the right knee across the left, just like we did earlier, except this time, now you're on the inner part, should be on the inner part of that right foot. So the right foot isn't still sitting on the floor, it's mostly up. And then you'll drag the right knee and right foot down on the mat, all the way to get to the bottom. Then pause when you get there. Then bend the right knee out to the side and drag the leg up like Supta Baddha Konasana. So it's slow, and then bring the right foot back. So I'm going to stand up and show you what this looks like from standing, because sometimes it's harder to see it on the mat. So you're laying down, your left leg is relaxed, and your right knee is bent, and you're draping that right knee in, internal rotation, drag it all the way down to get to the bottom of the mat, pause, and then external rotation, kind of like tree, right? You slide the leg up, and then put it back down. Starting position, okay? So, let's continue to do that. Draping the knee over, slow slide. Palms can be up to the ceiling. Get to the bottom, spin it out to the right knee goes out to the right, and you just drag the knee out to where it naturally stops. So for some of us, it might stop down here. It depends on what the bands of constriction and the fascia and scar tissue, etc., are in that right hip. For others, you'll move it all the way up. So wherever your body naturally says, that's enough, pause there, and then place the right foot back where it belongs in this particular pose, and we'll continue. So drape. Now you are kind of tipping more onto the left side here. This is okay because the right knee is now dragging down to the bottom of the mat. When you get there, you pause, and then out to the side. Pause, and then place the foot down. And again, we'll do 3 more. Pause, I'm kind of going at max speed. So if you're going slower than I am, that's great. But I wouldn't recommend going faster. You really want to luxuriate in this. And, you know, bump into your own impatience. Like I can sometimes feel like, come on, let's get this moving. But in this particular application of yoga asana, you don't want to go fast. You want to give your body, that's been through a lot, let's face it, our bodies have been through a lot. You want to give it that chance to heal, to restore, to rejuvenate. And the way we do that is through slow, mindful, purposeful movement in an intelligent sequence. Good, so finish up the third one for you. And you might notice there's a relationship between the right shoulder and the right knee, and that's okay. Don't force it. If the right shoulder comes up, that's fine, let it up. Good, and once you finish that last one, you'll exhale, drag both legs down, pause. You're in this mini shavasana. One more breath here. And exhale it out. And let's bend that left knee and pause and go. Left knee across. Slowly, slowly draping down, dragging down, pause. Bend out to the left. Nice and easy. Really sending your entire being energy of kindness, loving kindness, acceptance. You know, especially if you've been challenged with something physically, we can kind of get mad at our bodies, feel that they've betrayed us. So just go slow and see if you can weave in reverence for this amazing vehicle you get to live in. My kid's PE teacher in elementary school, I'm just reminded of this sign she had up, Miss Belcher, up on the door of the PE, the gym, whatever, and it was, take care of your body, ... otherwise where else are you going to live, you know? So this is a way to take care of it. You can do this type of practice every day. And then you might only need to do it, you know, a couple times a week as maintenance. So you're just giving yourself that opportunity. Let's do 2 more rounds of this. Got to renegotiate some space here with Mr. Bocci, who has decided to come onto the mat. Good, and when you finish that, place the left leg on the floor and rest. A couple breaths, Shavasana, mini Shavasana. Okay. Now, bend the right knee again. This time, you're going to thread the left foot. You're going to bend the left knee and thread it behind the right heel. You might line up with the left ankle. Your left outer seam is on the floor. That's great. You might have to give yourself more space. If your left knee doesn't want to bend so much or whatever, walk the right foot away more so the left knee can comfortably bend. And then from here, you're going to come up onto your left side. So tilt the whole thing over to the left. Right foot stays on the floor. And now you're going more into supination with the right foot. So the right leg is moving out to the right. And you might be on the outer edge of the right foot. That's okay. If you can reach your left foot, and this feels like a good idea, take hold. I had to lift my foot up to take hold of it with your right hand. And then draw the left frontal hip bone towards the direction of the left knee and the wall in front of it. So it's sort of like sealing it up, but you're headed in that direction. And that's going to give you a beautiful subtle stretch through psoas and hip flexor. Keep opening out to the right with the right knee. If this bothers your knee at all, don't hold on to it. And if the, bending your knee bothers the knee, then unbend the knee. So you want to find this place of a little bit of uncomfortable, but shouldn't be painful, shouldn't be electric, okay? Take another 2 breaths here. Good job, stay with. And then release. If you're holding onto your foot, let it go. Left foot's on the mat. Draw your pelvis back so that you're centered. Take a breath in here. Exhale, thread the right leg, right ankle, behind the left heel. And again, you can walk the left foot down more, unbending the right knee. If you are at a place where your left hand can hold on to the right leg, right foot, that's fine, take it. And then tip a little more onto the right side. So you're pressing the right side of your pelvis forward towards the wall that the right knee is looking at. Left knee can open a little bit out to the side. So up to now we've been doing more release. This is a little more of a stretch. It definitely has a release component, but it's a little more of a stretch. 2 more big breaths. And let it go, dropping that left hip down, bringing the right foot down. And now extend the left leg long. This time you're going to draw the right knee all the way across to the floor. Even if the right shoulder has to come up, that's okay. If the right shoulder is all the way up, as mine is, place your right hand on the right hip. And then spin to the right with your head. You'll feel this is a beautiful twist. If it feels like too much, don't go too far with your head. Don't go too close to the floor. You could then extend your right arm out to the right. And then slowly, using your core and your outer hip, come back through center. Bend the left knee, extend the right leg long, and across your body we go. Left arm is out. Reach. Or you can have the left hand on your hip. So you get to choose always. If the knee is all the way down, you might want to keep your hand on your hip. If the knee is kind of up, then maybe it feels okay to reach. A little bit more. Full breath in. And exhale. Relax that. Come back through center. Now, if you did pop something underneath the back of your head, push it away. Take your hands and don't interlace them. It might be too much on our shoulders right now. Just have your hands sitting, fingertips sitting at the back of your skull. Yeah. And then you're going to draw the left elbow down, look up at the right elbow, and at the same time, you're going to extend that right leg long. Push through here you're going to push through the ball of the right foot, and you're going to breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly return through center. So we're going to just swap sides. So for now, what you're going to do is draw the right, drag it down, right elbow towards the right hip. Left elbow is going up. Feel how that creates this openness through the side ribs. It also opens the shoulder, and then extend. Left leg long as you scooch maybe another 1/4 inch. See if you can keep elbows close to the floor without forcing, particularly if you've got shoulder stuff you don't want to force. Push with the ball of the left foot. And then slowly return through center. Bend the left leg. Place it on the floor. Extend the right leg. And here we go. Drag the left arm down. Right arms up, look up, breathe, be in your body. And then bring it back through center. Bend the right leg, extend the left, draw the right elbow down, and look over the left shoulder. So, or left elbow, press through that left heel. Good. Stretching into the side ribs. You want to feel this in the left intercostals. And then slowly return through center, bend both legs, breathe in, exhale. From here, we're going to do cat and cows on our backs. You could interlace your hands if that feels okay on your shoulders, or not. Keep it the way we have it, where fingertips are just pressing to the back of our head. And then take a big breath here through your nose. Exhale through your nose as you lift your head and shoulders up off the floor. Then inhale, arch your low back, press your elbows into the floor. And then exhale, return, pulling up. So it's like an old school sit-up, sort of halfway, crunches, but not quite, and not our intention. Squish down with your elbows to any degree that feels good for you. Give yourself an arch in the lumbar, maybe an arch in the neck, a cervical spine, and then exhale, round up. Slowly moving vertebrae by vertebrae. Continue listening for your own breath. Exhaling as the coming up. Inhaling as the dropping back. And arch. Let's do one more. And relaxing into the arch. Good. So let that go. If you have 2 blankets, I would recommend taking one blanket under your head or a pillow under your head, and then one underneath the back of your knees. I only have the one blanket today, so I'm going to take my yoga blocks and put them under my knees. This way you create a little zero gravity for your low back. For a little shavasana here, draw your shoulder blades together so that your shoulders can relax down the mat. Palms look up at the ceiling. And then just let your whole body drop and settle into your shavasana. And then take a big breath in. Open your jaw and clear it out. And another breath in through your nose. And open your jaw. The last one, you can keep your jaw open if you like, but breathe in through your nose. Nicely done. And with knees, with the blocks or blanket out of the way, tip over to one side. Press up to seated. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll see you next time.